Liddell, we're out here in the field with the Pathway Cultivator, and this one can be a little bit tricky sometimes for people to get dialed in for their operation because there's no height adjustment for the S-tines themselves. So we kind of dialed it in a little bit. What are the things that we did?
All right, so we did about 3 different things. One of them is pretty obvious. You can adjust the gauge wheels by pulling out these hooks and raising and lowering the gauge wheel. So that gives you the adjustment on the back end, all right? The other one that's a little bit less obvious is the hitch that the Pathway Cultivator goes into, or the tools, can be flipped vertical 180 degrees. And so most of the tools you're gonna run in that vertical position, or that's often where it comes from the factory. But with the Pathway Cultivator, you're gonna need to flip that downward so it can lower the whole tool down towards the ground a little bit more, okay?
The other thing actually that a lot of the tooling is set up with this hitch, actually with the holes, with the bolts on the top side. This one we already had set, so we didn't actually make a change to it, but this is key to understand. You want the bolts on the bottom side of this hitch, that way it makes everything drop lower, okay? What else did we do?
And the third thing we did was we moved this bar forward. So when we had it assembled from the factory, we had it back a little further, this whole second bar. And by having this bar closer to the front, it helps keep these 2 S-tines a little bit closer in the same plane. And then the last thing that we did, which really helped, we talked about this earlier in another video, but adding weight. Sometimes just adding some weight to some of the tools, like the basket weeder, or in this case, the Pathway Cultivator, just helps engage the tool in the ground a little bit better. So,
and it helps your gauge wheels bite down a little bit more too, so you track a little straighter. So we just use a 44-pound suitcase weight that we have, but
throw that in there,
throw it on. So yeah, these adjustments, in this situation, this is hard soil that's been sitting for a couple of weeks, got rained on, so it's a little bit trickier to get everything going. When you go in softer soil, everything just kind of sinks down in and you're moving quite a bit. So again, those are a couple of the key things that you can do. It works on other tooling that we have as well, not just the Pathway Cultivator, but specifically for this one, those are the things that really made a difference today.
All right, very good. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us at Tilmor. We're happy to help answer questions and support you any way we can. Thanks.
Thanks.